Personal Story segment tonight. Donald Trump continues to dominate the political news cycle. His latest controversy, almost a week old now, about Muslims celebrating after the 9/11 attack. Some militant Muslims did that in the Middle East. Mr. Trump says he saw the same kind of reaction in New Jersey. And indeed, the Washington Post mentions a celebratory situation in Jersey City. The Factor is looking for videotape of the Jersey situation. Tomorrow, we will have a True Serum report on that. But for now, let's bring in Laura Ingraham and Juan Williams from Washington. So, Laura, is the national press in general too hard on Trump?
I think a couple of things, Bill. I think on the one hand, they're obsessing on this issue. This time of year, it's usually reindeer and Santa on the roof. Now the controversy is Muslims on the roof. And look, it's legitimate to ask if this really happened or not. I get that completely. But at the same time, Trump does benefit from the attention and the focus, even if it's on this issue. I'll tell you where the unfairness comes in, though. The bias, I think, comes in on the substantive questions that they don't really want to engage in. Number one, have all these global trade deals been really good for the American middle class? Number two, has generally open borders and unlimited immigration been good for the American middle class working families? They don't want to talk about those substantive issues, which he does address, and that's what really he devotes most of his time to. But they'll seize on the one issue and try to delegitimize the whole thing.
Trump could steer the conversation to those areas if he wanted to,
right,
but continues to engage in the small ball. What say you, Williams?
Look, Trump is a master of the press. He has played, he grew up in the New York media market and he thrived. And to this moment, no matter what he says, no matter if it can't be proven, he puts the media on the defensive. And I think lots of Republicans think, oh, the mainstream media, you know what, they're a bunch of Democrats and liberals anyway, so it doesn't matter. Trump actually benefits. He goes up in the poll by attacking the media, even when what he says, there's no basis for. Don't forget, if you're Carly Fiorina, the press went after you on HP, Hewlett-Packard. If you're Ben Carson, the press went after you on West Point, and this latest thing, the thing about Muslims as president, his mother, all that. If you're Marco Rubio, they go back into your past. So it's not just Donald Trump. Donald Trump is actually benefiting from all this media coverage,
okay,
to the point where other people ask for more media coverage.
There's more of an intensity about the Trump attacks, I think.
Yeah, but Bill, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The establishment in both parties, Republicans and Democrats, are just absolutely in a frothy frenzy about the idea of one of the non-establishment candidates winning. So you see it with the left, seizing on this issue and covering it to the exclusion of the substantive conversation. Of course, that's what they're going to do. But also, remember the report about the Republican donors, big donors in California, Brad Freeman, Ron Spogli, these guys who are big W backers, and they're good guys, but they basically said in one report, they raised their hand and said they'll vote for Hillary over Trump. So you got a big effort out there by the establishment in both parties to say this guy is completely out of his gourd. He just says things that aren't true, and yet they won't engage in the substantive conversation, which I think, frankly, most people really do want to have a conversation
about. But to be fair, it's not easy interviewing Donald Trump. I mean, we're going to have him on Wednesday. I think I do a decent job of it, but a lot of times I gotta say, come on, like that. It's not easy because he has his. It's not rehearsed, but he's fixated on two or three things, and it always comes back to those two or three things. I got the best people. The people run a country of morons. I can make better deals. And as an interviewer, you can go, well, okay, but what about this? And then it's right back to I can make better deals. So it's not easy to pin him down on, although on Wednesday I have two or three new lines of questioning Williams, which I think you'll enjoy. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to ask him about the Muslim stuff. I'm not going to bother because I think that wastes the time, as Laura pointed out, of the viewer. They don't care.
Well, I don't know that they don't care, but you're not going to get an answer. And in fact, some
no,
people
you'll get an answer. Trump says he saw it. That's it. He says he saw it.
But there's got to look. The business we're in is journalism. So you go and you look to corroborate the allegation. No, there's no corroboration of any such tape in America.
Well, we're
the digital
looking, Ron. Watch True Serum tomorrow. We're looking. We're not going to jump until we have looked in every corner.
But Laura, I just wanted to say to you.
Let Juan have the last word. Go.
Oh, no, I was going to say something to Laura. I say, Laura, why doesn't he bring the conversation back to substance? You're saying nobody wants to hear him. I think we do want to hear him. He doesn't discuss substance.
He could pin it back to if he wanted to. But I think he's enjoying the joust. Very good debate. Thank you both. When we come right back, is President Obama hurting Hillary Clinton? New batch of emails from Mrs. Clinton's tenure at the State Department released today. Britt Hume's got it. Then get set for Waters out shopping with the folks. The Factor's coming right back.